Hi everyone. I am going to give you an orientation to our Blackboard shell so that you understand what's going on there, and if you don't, you can ask me questions. So we'll go into EDL 599 S70 Summer 2020, and yours may look a little different than from mine. Basically what we have here, which this should show, is a content area, my grades, and the content area has all of these folders and links. My grades, which shows you your various grades, and then VoiceThread, which should link you directly to VoiceThread once you've signed in, or at least will link you to the home page where you can sign in. So let me get rid of that. Okay, so in the content area, you'll see that I have a link to our collective resources page, and this is a Google Doc. A lot of people have provided some resources, so continue to do that. That's a useful thing. I also developed a concepts and definitions page because there are a lot of concepts that we are going to be encountering, and it might be useful to have sort of a glossary. So I've included some concepts here. Have an equal sign because we need to put definitions to them, but you should feel free to add any kind of definitions or concepts that you'd like to discuss. You'd like to, well, discuss or just focus on, so that we have that glossary. I've created an orientation video to the VoiceThread process. So when you click on this, you will be
going to put together now.
directed to a YouTube video that will show you how to do VoiceThread. And so hopefully that's helpful. Then we have the syllabus, which you can download if you'd like to have a local copy. Here is the folder that has policy brief guidance and examples. And in terms of the policy brief, I'd like you to write a two-page single-spaced policy brief. I've provided general guidance on what a policy brief is, 3 different documents that kind of talk about policy briefs and what you might contain in a policy brief. I'm sharing these with you because there's no real formula for a policy brief, and I'd like you to sort of interpolate between the 3 and develop your own brief. Here are some examples of briefs. You can also look up policy briefs on the internet, but this one happens to be, they're longer. This one happens to be 6 pages, but the point is it's kind of good looking. It has 2 or 3 columns, nice graphic in an appropriate place, and footnotes or endnotes are used instead of APA citations. And then at the end, you can see this has end references. And you can indicate also the authors. So that's one example. Here's another example, which is an NEA brief. Again, 2 columns, kind of nice looking, maybe a call out box. And this one has, down at the end, it has end notes as opposed to references as end notes. Again, this is a 4-page brief. I'm looking for a 2-page brief. The last example here is a 2-page brief, and I share it. It has a nice graphic at the beginning, but I share it just because it's another way of doing a brief. I think there's too much graphic space here, and also they don't cite their work, but if you were to do something like this, you could do it this way with a little bit more graphics, but also I'd want you to cite your work at the end. And those citations actually can go on a 3rd page. So I'll clarify that in the guidance. Okay, those are the policy briefs. Going back to the content area, this folder has readings. They have all the readings in order, and the only readings that I have not yet put up there are the chapters that I need to scan. So I'll get those up for you soon. And then the very last thing here is the upload assignments folder. And in this folder, I have the dates with the, which is the day before class where you would submit your assignment. These 2, we had talked about having them by Sunday, I believe. So if you can upload your topic idea and your class facilitation idea, that'd be great. And then here's the pre-growth reflection paper. The way that you upload is to click on here, and then you would browse your computer and upload a submission. Please don't write a submission in the box here. Please upload a PDF or a Word file and click submit. And that is it. If you have any questions, please let me know. But I think that for the most part, that should just give you the initial overview, and we can get into it more deeply later on. Take good care.